It's William Untethered, and yes, guys, I'm in the truck again. I'm sorry that these videos are getting done in the truck and not, in some great, cool place that I'd like to be showing you. But, I'm out here grinding for my other part of my life. But I want to talk about where we left off. Wife number one, wife number two. I just started talking about Robin, wife number three. If you remember, wife number one, she picked me up in a car, okay, on the side of the road. I was walking the side of the road, so that's number one. Number two was Match.com. You know how that turned out, so you probably might not want to get on Match.com because, I don't know, they did match us. We were perfect together, and that's why that didn't last. Wife number three was Plenty of Fish. I don't even know what. I was like, I forgot what it was, but it came, Plenty of Fish. Plenty of Fish. Well, in the last video, you know that me and Robin are finally together after my little episode, because William has little episodes, because William's human. I'm human. You know what? I always want to be my best version, but every now and then that guy just sneaks out, But Robin's the best version for a woman for me because she knows how to get that guy under control, keep him under control, and not let that guy be out. Because that guy, you probably wouldn't like that guy most days because he can be arrogant, he can be an asshole, but I'm human. But that's not the version I want to be. And before I start telling this story, I need to talk about a few other things real quick because we got some new subscribers on this channel. That's awesome. I know that you came over from the Riverstone Life channel. And what that tells me is that you want more than just, full-time RV life, or you just want more than RV transport, or you like connecting with me and Robin. I will bring Robin, me and Robin will tell stories on this channel together. We will talk about finances, money. We will talk about whatever we can. I'll talk about the stories, the hot topics are out there and give you my opinion. You can give me yours in the comments below. You can throw things in the comment if there's things you want to hear about. We'll go down them roads too. I mean, this is why it's Untethered, because I want to talk about whatever I feel like I want to talk about. I've got 11 hours when I'm doing the job that I do on the other channel, the Riverstone Life, because I threw it out there that I was taking a break from that channel. The reason I'm taking a break from that channel is, first of all, we're not using the Riverstone right now. The Riverstone is parked, okay? The Riverstone's been parked for the last year in a place that I like. The Riverstone doesn't have any problems, so there's no reason for me to complain about something when there's nothing wrong. So I love our Riverstone. Always have, always will. But living in a camper full time takes a lot. So if you're gonna do that, really think about it. Maybe try it for 6 months or a year. Just don't sell everything you own and that's gonna be it, because it's gonna take a lot. And no matter what people put on YouTube, sometimes there's more going on than what they put out on YouTube. So me and Robin we are looking at homes, okay? I'll throw this in here real quick. We have been looking for a while. We can't find nothing that we want to spend for the price, for what we're getting. You've got to buy the property right, especially with the interest rates the way they are. But that's a whole bunch of other videos that I'm going to talk about down the road. I just wanted to bring this out for the people that actually watch the Riverstone channel and go, wait a minute, William's got another channel, and they came over here and they checked this out and they like this and they're watching this. That's awesome. For everybody out there that said, oh, okay, bye, William, you're gone. Nowhere in that video did I say I was permanently gone. I said I was taking a break to do other things. I want to talk about other stuff. Now, just think about this for a second. I can only show you in them other videos me driving down the road so many times. I can only tell you to subscribe to go down in the description and sign up for Wave and do this job. I can only tell you to do that so many times. I don't want anybody to think that's my whole life. You're looking at a 15 or 20 minute video that I did when I was out living life and put it out there. That's not my whole life. There's a whole bunch more stuff going on. We have lots of kids and grandkids and adventures, and me and Robin. I mean, this is what I'm gonna talk about in this video a little bit. Since I had to throw all this in there now, I'll share some of the stuff between me and Robin when we first got together and how we got to where we're at now and how you can get there. Or you can find that person that matches you and experience life. If you get anything from my videos, life is short. It's over quick. Don't put it off till tomorrow. You're gonna regret it. I can tell you, I did that stuff. Up until I was 50 years old and I met Robin, I regretted a lot of stuff. Okay? So, thank you for watching or subscribing to this channel. You know, if you go down there and you hit that little notification thing, it'll tell you when I put a new video out. These videos are set up for every Sunday, but Robin might throw one in there, here and there, because I am just doing videos for this channel right now, letting the other one take a little break. And then when something exciting happens in the RV transport world and I feel that it needs to be put out there, or there's an update on my truck or anything like that, I'll throw a video out there. But right now, we're just letting it do its thing. And I'm over here trying to build the channel that I want to build, because this channel is about us. I mean, I feel to have a successful YouTube channel, the people need to be able to like you and want to watch you. Not what you're selling them, not what you're showing them, because that only lasts for a little while. You get people that subscribe to you or Robin or both of us, they'll be here forever. They'll be people that we meet. They'll become our close friends. That's what this YouTube channel is about. And that's what some of these stories are. I have no idea which way this channel is going to go yet, because I am still trying to figure this out myself. That's why I'm talking about me, my life experiences, me and Robin, and how we got to this point, so you have a little bit better, a little bit of better background. You know who you're actually, if you feel you like us, then you know who you like, okay? Not just some guy that just told you to come to work for him, and, give him his name, and I'll reach out. Not that guy, okay? That's the last time that I am going to talk about the other channel, but I needed to put it in this video because I just put that last video out on the other one, and a lot of people don't understand what's going on. The Riverstone life is not done. We're taking a break from it so that I can work on this channel. We're taking a break from it because Robin's doing other things that we got going on in her life that she's trying to take care of. But I'm still out here working, making money. So I have lots of time to talk. So let's get back to me and Robin. When me and Robin first started talking, she asked me what I wanted, if I was looking for a relationship. I said, yeah, I'm done with this dating and all the crazy. And I'm sorry, women. I mean, I'm sure you meet guys when you're dating and they're crazy, but I met so many crazy women that were out there. Do you know, there was a time when I changed my phone number so many times that people didn't know. I'd give the kids my new number and they'd like, well, Dad, what about this one, this one, this one, this one, this one? Oh, no, get rid of all them. Here's my new 2 numbers. Because I've always had 2 different lines, because I have 2 different phone services, because I'm traveling all the time and I want to make sure that my phone works. So I've always had 2 phone lines. So my kids were always like updating their phone. Robin was like, oh my God, how many numbers have you had? I said, I've had a lot. Because when crazy won't stop calling me, when I first started dating and stuff, you couldn't block people as easy as you can now. You couldn't control your phone service the way you can now. So yeah, I just changed my number. It got to be a real pain. Now I don't change my number. I don't have to, because the phone system got a little better. I don't need all the crazies out there. But I put you in my phone because I like you. Then I always get your messages. If I don't put you in my phone, then you just go to spam, and then I deal with you when I feel like it. So, but after all the crazy women and all that stuff, and I was done with that lifestyle, I finally started working on me, trying to be the best version of me. And then I meet Robin. So I'm already working on me, but I knew what I wanted to be. And every now and then I just, a little bitty, that old guy would pop up, and 90% of the time I'd catch him before anybody ever saw that dude, because I just didn't like him. And I wasn't happy. I can tell you a little story that I don't think that me and Robin have a picture together that I'm not smiling in. Does that tell you the difference in my relationship? My kids one day brought it to my attention. They said, Dad, in the 20-some years that you and Mom were together, we seen you smile twice. And I think one of them was in Vegas when I hit the slot machine, a big slot machine, and we were together smiling and everything. And I don't mean to laugh about it, because to be honest, it's sad. It's so sad. And if you're not letting those smiles and that happiness come out, it affects the people around you, but you don't realize how much it affects you inside. You need to find something to smile about and be happy. And if you're not, then you need to remove yourself from that situation. That's what I want to tell you. You need to remove yourself from that situation. And that is going to be hard to do, because some of the people that you think are the most important people in your life are the people that are bringing you down, and that scares you. But that's what you need to do, and that's what I did. And I focused on Robin. And Robin said to me, she says, what do you want? I said, out of the last part of my years here, I want to experience things I've never done. I want to step out of my box. I want things that maybe excite me or maybe even scare me a little bit. And she said, I want to travel. And I said, well, I've been to Mexico. I've been to Canada. And at that time, I'd probably been to almost every. Wasn't in Hawaii. I never went to Hawaii at that time. I don't think so, no. But I'd probably been to every state except Hawaii and Alaska at that time, just because of my lifestyle and everything I did. But then me and Robin went and seen every state together. So we've done every state together. Sometimes some states 2 or 3 times or more. But she says, this is what I want. And I said, okay, I think, I was honest with it. I said, I want something different, and I think that's what I want too. But I was holding back a little bit because I really didn't know how that was going to work out. Because, okay, I am not rich. I earn my money. But when I want something, I work for it, just like I'm doing right now. And I take that money and I experience stuff with that money. You don't have to be rich. Don't put the stuff off until you have more money, because by the time you have more money, you won't have health, or you won't have something. Somebody else will have your money. Okay? Live it now. So I told Robin, I says, well, we're going to do this. So I says, you get out there and you start planning trips and figure out what you want to do. And she's like, well, and I said, I'll go out and we'll make some money and do this, because I always know ways to go out and make money. I mean, in legal stuff, guys, okay? Just go out there and just give it everything you got, and, put the hours and the time in. But I have myself set up, just like this job that I'm doing now, that I work it when I want to work it, and when I want to go travel and have fun, I don't have to work it. So I'm always looking for those type of jobs. I had several of those that I was able to do all the time, and I had people that liked my work ethic. So when I called them and said, hey, I need something, boom, they're just like, here, can you do this stuff? I know you can get it done. Said, yep, I'll do it. And then I told Robin, I said, so you plan the trips out. I said, make it so that I can go work really hard for a couple weeks. I mean, I was home every night, not like the job I am now, but most times she's with me. I said, and then she was still working her day job. So that's what I did. And then we go out for an adventure. And then one day she's like, this is great. But she was out of time where she could take off from her job. And I looked at her and I said, quit your job. Now imagine this. This is a woman that's been through a divorce. She's been taking care of herself for all these years now. She felt confident. She knew what her paycheck was every. Can you imagine how hard this was for her? I said, don't worry. I said, what are your bills? Okay, these are my bills. This is what you got. This is what I need to make. I make an extra $4,000 or $5,000 a month. That pays for our trips, right? Yeah. I said, well, I don't want you to work unless you can work some kind of job like me, where when I say, let's go, or you say, let's go, we go. We don't answer to anybody. Nobody tells us what we can do. That's why I do the job I'm doing now, because nobody tells me what I can do. I have some guidelines that I have to work with, but it never controls what I want to do. And that's why I promoted that job on that other channel, okay? So Robin, it took me a while, but I said, just quit your job. And I think, now sometimes I might get these the times a little bit off. I don't know exactly what trip we did at the time, but I knew we had a big trip coming up. And I asked her, I says, what is your dream trip? And she said, I want to go on a safari in Africa. I said, okay, that one's going to be expensive. Well, it was not expensive as everybody thinks. So this is all pre-COVID. This is 2017 when we finally decided to do this. But there's a thing. Robin starts checking one of these. I can't remember what it is right now, but it's a place that sells trips and stuff. It's one of Groupon. Oh, I got it. I can't believe it. I got it. Groupon. If you never heard of it, it used to be really big before COVID, and there was tons of trips and good deals. So she gets on there and she gets us a trip. And I think it was like right around $4,000 for us to actually then fly us there. We had to fly ourselves from Colorado to New York. And then we got on the plane, and then they all the accommodations were taken care of with them. The other airlines, the hotels, everything. So it was like $1,900 a person. So $4,000 Robin's getting her dream gym. Now it cost us a lot more because we did so much more stuff, and we spent a bunch of money. But I told Robin, I said, she had no more time left. I said, you quit your job. So Robin quit her job with a man that she's been with for, I don't know, at that time, maybe 6 months. We've been together 6 months. I mean, this was moving fast. I'm living with her. I'll tell you that story some other time, how I ended up living with her and how that worked out. But she plans this trip, quits her job, goes off with some guy she met on a dating site. To a guy that's never been to another country like that. And where are we loading up? We're loading up and going to South Africa. Now, I make fun of that stuff in some other videos and stuff about, you're going to South Africa, but I had no idea what I was getting into. So now we're watching videos, we're discovering things, and this is what started us traveling. And Robin got her dream trip, and we met amazing people. Everybody there was just, the company that we did it with was awesome, and the people that we met, people were like, are you a little scared? No, I'm not one of these people that's scared of anything. I mean, I'm out there to try it, and if something bad happens, at least I lived every moment. And that's just the way I am, and Robin's the same way. But we met locals there that picked us up in a cab and took us down to their favorite restaurant and took us in there. And I mean, it was like ma and pa's down where the people live, and ordered our food and we loaded it all up and took us back to our hotel. And we just had an amazing time. Plus the other thing is is the money there and money in the United States. It's probably different now, but back then I gave them 500 American dollars. I got 6,500 and some dollars in their currency. Yes, 6,500 and some dollars in their currency. So I can understand how those people really liked us coming there and spending money. And me, I got $6,000 in my pocket. I bought whatever I want. We did whatever we want. We spared no expense. Like Jurassic Park, spared no expense. It was just, I couldn't believe it that we spent $4,000 on that trip because of Robin. That's what Robin does. Robin is always working it. She's always working the end, and I'm working the other end, and that's why we fit so good together. But we went to South Africa, and then we spent time in Cape Town. We experienced I just wish I'd have been recording video at that time. How awesome I would have, some of the stuff that I would have. But we snapped pictures and put it on Facebook. That's what we did. And then we got on a plane, and they flew us to another place. Then we got on a bus, and they took us to the, where you got to go on a safari. We did the whole safari thing, and I can't even explain to you the luck that we had. I don't even know if it's luck. I think it's me and Robin together is what makes us have this luck, because we got there, and they put you out on this thing, and they drive you through these areas and stuff, and you're looking to see all the animals, the top 5, whatever they are. And every time that we pulled into an area, one of those amazing pictures was there. Everything that you want to see, like on Geographic, on TV when I was growing up, we got to do that. We were so close to them, and got the perfect pictures, and then they would bring us back at the end of the day, and we'd go and hang out and have dinner with all the other people who were there, and everybody would talk about and show their pictures. Me and Robin had the best pictures. We saw everything that you could see, just everything. And people were like, man, I've been here for 2 days and I ain't seen none of it, So when I talk about luck, I talk about luck in these videos too. I don't know if it's luck. I don't know if our luck is created between us, or maybe it's our attitude about things. We experienced the best you could ever experience going there and doing that. Robin quit her job. To this day, she still doesn't. How in the world did you get me to do that? Because I'm amazing. Not really. I mean, I said we would have never experienced. That trip could have been $10,000, $15,000 if you'd have just called somebody and had them set it all up for you, or you didn't watch your bottom line, So when I talk about my other stuff on the other channel and how I'm watching everything and making things work, it's because we're always paying attention to that stuff and trying to get the most out of our money, and we did. But me and Robin, when we first got together, we probably had a year span right there. where me and her, we were out doing something every month. Every month we had a trip or an adventure. And if it was a big, big adventure, then it might be every other month, because I would come back and I would hit it really hard at work, make enough money to pay our bills all up and stuff, and then turn around and pay that money so we could go on that trip. And that's what we just did that for years. And then I had Robin get her own, a courier business so she could start making more money and showing money coming in her name and stuff like that. Because here she was just letting some guy that she met online take care of her, basically. And I told her that's far from it. I mean, what she put into that relationship was priceless. There's no money that I could put on what Robin has brought to our relationship and what we've done together, and the better person that she's made me. A lot of our people that knew me before her, they think that she changed me. People, when they see something change in you, instead of being happy for you and excited for you, they think somebody changed you. Robin never changed me. I was already trying to change myself. She just made it easy, and she made it all easy. That's just Robin. But Robin's a tough girl, and that's why we are so good together. And we just kept doing that. That was our lifestyle. We enjoyed life, and we kept doing it, and we kept experiencing things. We kept putting it out there. And then one day, just Robin comes to me and she goes, "You know what? Why do we have the house?" And I'm like, "Why?" She says, "We're only here to keep paying for this expensive thing, and it'd just be more money for us to spend to see and travel." And then COVID hit, and that tamed everything down and screwed everything up. And then work was really busy for me then, because most people weren't working, and I was out there working. And I made a killing during that time. And then it slowed down after COVID, and then I started building motorcycles again and started doing all that, and brought that passion back to me, because I did it for so long that I got burned out. And I got tired of people. Sometimes you just get tired of people and you need a change. I love the motorcycles, I just didn't love all the other stuff that went with it. So then this time I was smarter about it. I'm like, I'm not working on other people's stuff. I'm buying things and fixing it up, and I'm either going to keep it or I'm going to sell it. But I'm not actually working on other people's stuff, so I didn't have to deal with people. The only time I dealt with somebody is when I decided, all right, I had fun with that, I'm done with it, I'm going to sell it. And that's what we were doing. And we did that for another year or so, and we camped, and we fished, and we ATV'd, and I bought snowmobiles, and Robin experienced snowmobiling, and all those things that we did together just built our relationship and made us stronger. And, me and her are like this. And then she's like, I come home one day from out doing some deliveries, and she's like, I want to sell the house. All right, let's just sell the house. She looks at me, are you crazy? Well, I asked you to quit your job, and you did it. So let's sell the house. Right now, if you ask us right now, did we make the right decision selling the house? I don't know if we did or not. Robin says we did, because we got a lot of money for something that we didn't feel it was worth that. And it was in an area that was just going to shit, in my opinion. And things were so ridiculous that I think that we cashed out at the perfect time. So I think a lot of luck falls into all the decisions that we make. Now, we bought property. A lot of you don't know this, is Robin and me went on another trip. Where are we? We're in Gatlinburg, and we're at Dollywood, and we're checking out all of Tennessee. Fell in love with Tennessee. It just didn't fall in love with the prices, because at the time that we were looking at Tennessee, so many people were moving there from California and other states, and we got into it right before everything started getting superly ridiculous, and we got a piece of property. And I told Robin, I said, well, maybe we'll just put a camper on it, and down the road we'll build a cabin, and that will be where we end up retiring. That's going to be our place. And we jumped on that bandwagon, and Robin purchased that property. And then we started, when she got ready to purchase it, we got prices for wells and roads and everything that we needed. Before we did it, we paid attention. But things changed so much in the economy and everything that was going on out there, that everything tripled in price by the time we actually closed on that property, and by the time we were down there ready to do something with it. And I was like, I am not paying you 3 times as much to give me water. You know what I mean? That's just, it ain't happening. That's not who I don't play those games. I say, we'll just let this piece of property you said here until somebody wants to pay too much for it. Right? And then Robin's like, well, what else can we do? I said, well, we can buy a camper. We can buy a camper and put it out there, and we can just stay in that. And then we'll just put the well in, just a little bit of road to get it in there, you know, a septic, and we're ready to go. You know, we're going to spend another like $35,000 is what we originally estimated on that before it turned into like $80,000. And now we got a Riverstone because we went and looked at all the campers out there, and Robin didn't like this, or she didn't like that, or that was too small if we're going to live in it all the time. So in our mind, we're thinking, you know, this is going to be our base, and that's where we're going to spend a lot of time. But we're not going to haul this thing around. This was not in our mind. So I talk her into the Riverstone. I kind of wish I'd have took a break and thought about that before I did it. But I'm a wheeler and dealer, and you know, this thing's $200,000, and I'm going to get this thing down to $135,000 and get it all set up the way I want it. Here in my mind, I think I'm doing good. But do I know the camper world? No. Do I know anything about the camper? No. But I know that I just trimmed this thing $70,000. I got to be doing pretty good on this thing. No, I should have trimmed it $100,000 and I'd have done great. So I do make mistakes when I'm getting into something that I don't know nothing about. But you know what? Did I cry about it? No, I just moved forward. You know, I made mistakes because I got the best price on this thing, but I got the worst dealer. And that's what started the Riverstone Life YouTube channel, because I was upset that the dealer wasn't taking care of me, and I did like everybody else out there. I jumped on YouTube and I started bitching and complaining, but it worked out for us. People at Riverstone got a hold of us. They got us taken care of, did things better than we ever thought. And then that problem was fixed. And then the property did not work out the way we wanted it to. So I told Robin, I said, let's just put it up for sale. We put it up for sale, and it turned into a nightmare. People are coming back trying to make it where, because we put it right at what we paid for it and what we spent getting the road and stuff put in so far, and electric. I already had electric done. So it was kind of set up for people that they didn't have to do as much to get going. They needed the well, and that was expensive, and the septic was expensive because that tripled in price. But a lot of them didn't know that at the time when they were looking at the property. So I priced it to be just to get rid of it and give somebody a good deal. Well, every time you try to give somebody a good deal, they try to take it a little bit farther. They try to bend you over, and I just told them no. And I looked at Robin, and she goes, "What are you gonna do?" I said, "I'll tell you exactly what we're gonna do. Same thing I used to do in the motorcycle business." I said, "We're gonna take it off the market for 30 days, and we're gonna raise the price." She goes, "You're completely lost your mind." I said, "No, I didn't." I said, "You're gonna raise the price $30,000 and put it back on the market 30 days. So what we did, we got rid of our realtor. We got ourselves a different realtor that did a better job presenting it, did all the stuff that we wanted done, because we weren't there. We were out traveling and doing other things. So exactly what I told her to do is exactly what we did. Robin put it out there. They raised the price $30,000. Boom, right away it was sold. Right away. I mean, so, you know, am I a little lucky? I am a little lucky. But I do know how to make things happen. And that's exactly what I did. And we sold it. So now we got a Riverstone, you know, no place to put it. And that's when I learned how expensive it was hauling them up and down the road, but we did it. We started a YouTube channel, we went out there and we started traveling the United States, and we were showing people what we were doing. I mean, that's what got me and Robin to where we were, you know, and what we were doing. And then we pissed away a lot of money. We pissed away like $100,000 in that year, just traveling around the United States and having fun, and we spared no expense. It's like a Jurassic Park again, right? We spared no expense. We stayed at all the resort places, and Robin's like, "Why are we lugging this thing around? If we're gonna stay at these fancy resorts, we could just stay at a fancy hotel like we were before all this." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then we'd always, whenever one of us are a little, you know, feeling a little feisty, I say, "Well, if you wouldn't have sold our house," and then she comes back, "Well, if you wouldn't have made me buy a Riverstone." So that's how she gets me back. That's how I get her back. And that's what started the Riverstone life. But after a while, I'm sitting here going, we're going to have to slow down or do something we don't, or we're going to wipe out all of our money, you know? Because at this time, we're just out. We're not really making money. We're just spending it and having fun. And it was fun. Me and Robin had a lot of fun. We did a lot of cool stuff. And then she started having sinus problems, and she needed sinus surgery. So we started checking to find out where the best doctors were, and the best doctors were in Pennsylvania. That's how we ended up back in Pennsylvania, so that she could get the medical care that she needed. And I was bored. If you watch any of the videos on the other channel, you'll find out why I was bored. And before you knew it, I'm doing RV transport. Even though everybody said you couldn't make no money. But I was thinking, any money's better than no money right now, because I'm just going through it. And I went out there and I made that work like I have everything in my life. So that's pretty much the fastest version I can do of getting it to where we're at now, so that I can throw, little funny stories out there and stuff like that, or start talking about other things. I didn't want, I could drag our life, the 9 years that me and Robin been together, I could probably drag that out for 2 or 3 years telling stories and just keep it going with that. But I want to give you the basic idea of how me and Robin got to the point. We both gambled on each other. We both, when one person wants to do it, the other person supports it, even if we're thinking it's completely crazy or it's probably not going to work out, but we're there for each other. If we fail, we'll fail together. We'll pick each other back up and we'll keep going. That's the stuff I want you to get from our videos. I want you to get the positivity that I have. You don't have to have a spouse or a partner. You can do this stuff on your own. Sometimes it's nice to have that other person, but sometimes you're always going at each other and you're not getting anywhere. You need a person that you guys can work together and make it happen. That's what me and Robin do. When I get way out of a line, she lets me know. When she's getting out of line, I let her know. Does she get upset? Oh yeah, she gets upset. Robin has this thing. Robin's in a bad mood. She says, "Don't talk to me for 48 hours." And now it's a big joke. If I think I'm getting to her, like, should I just come back in 48 hours? She says, "Yeah, don't talk to me in 48 hours." And I do the same thing back to her now. She goes, "You pissed off?" I say, "Yeah, don't talk to me in 48 hours." It's just our little joke that we do. And I think sometimes it lightens up the mood where it doesn't last 48 hours. But that's how we control something. And it's not a she's upset with a family member or somebody else. I know she's upset. Do you know that we are so connected that I can text her? She knows my mood when I text her. When she texts me, I know her mood. That's how crazy that it is between me and Robin. That's why I know I'm with her till the end, because even if we don't like each other, she can live on we make this joke up too. I said, "You'll live on the west wing and I'll live on the east wing, or whatever, north or south, whatever it is. If it's a shitty basement apartment, you get room number 1, I get room number 2. You never know. Life can be a lot of changes can happen in life. You never know. But we'll live together. So that's just how we look at things. That's why we can feed off each other the way we do, and that's why we have some of the humor that we have that a lot of you don't even get to see on camera yet, because Robin's just starting to feel comfortable on camera. This is not something she wanted to do, but this year, the last 4 or 5 months, she hasn't been with me right now, but when she's on camera right now, we're right together. We do a great job together, and I think that'll get better and better. But I wanted to do something a little different with YouTube. I'm not really selling you the full-time RV life anymore, and I've already sold the people that are getting into RV transport, and the videos are still out there, and if they use my name, they get me. I don't know any other YouTube channels out there that gives you your personal cell number. That's because that's how real I am, and I'm a people person. I can deal with you bad or good. I'm not the guy that's going to back down or hide from you. I don't hide from you. That's just who I am. If I don't like you, I'll tell you I don't like you, and we won't be talking no more. That's simple. It's easy. But I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and I try to be better than I was yesterday, or be the best version of you every day. Woohoo! Maybe I got it right that time. Just, if I go any longer, you're going to be, "Oh God, William, shut the hell up," right? So after this video, I don't know what I'm going to talk about next. I just gave you the basic version. I can tell you some funny stories about my first marriage. I can tell you some really crazy ones about my second marriage, how the light pops off, how you're like, "God, if I'd have just known that." But I never want to go back and say I would not do that. Would I not got married the first time? No, I don't. I think that everything in your life has to happen for you to ever get to the place you want to be, or the person you want to be. I am the version that I like right now. I look in the mirror and I can smile because I'm happy with this version. Now, sometimes you guys are going to see, "Oh, William looks upset." No, William's tired. Robin says, "You don't like me saying that I'm tired." Well, I am tired sometimes because I have plans in my head. I have things that I want to do, and I want to make them happen. So sometimes William will push himself more than he needs to, but he does, because that's just who I am. So you're not seeing an upset William, you're just seeing a tired William. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I'm just bored because I've been driving all day. You can only do this so much without losing your mind, right? When I meet a truck driver that's a little crazy, I know he's been driving a long, long time. And I don't even say truck driver anymore. I say a person that drives a truck. I hope you get something from these videos. If not, I'll give you something to laugh about. And for the people that don't like me, I mean, I don't know why you don't like somebody, you watch their channel. But for you people, leave a comment down there, because if you get too nasty, I'll block you. That's the best part about having your own YouTube channel. And you know, the funny part about it is sometimes they don't even know they've been blocked. Yeah. But you get rid of them, you know. Just like I do with those people in my life. When I don't want them around me, I get rid of them. You need to do the same thing. If they're bringing you down, or every time you go around them you feel miserable and nothing's ever changed, put an end to it. Be happy. You can do it all by yourself. I was doing it by myself before I found Robin, or should I say before she found me. I don't know if that's a higher power bringing her to me or what. I wonder about this type of stuff all the time. I'm supposed to be. And I'll tell you some stories about that, how I got this little thing about picking up coins on the side of the road. That's another story all by itself. And then you can tell me what you think of that, if I'm completely crazy or not. But we're going to end the video because I went way, way too long. And you know how this works. Always be your best version.